We are back with round 5 of this mid-season showdown here in Singapore, and it's interesting. Parents have thrown out a very interesting matchup here. It will be our big world's hope, actually, Matthias Teo from Seniors, who has been paired down against a Masters player in Benjamin Tan.
Yeah, Matthias, very strong victory performance today, going 4-0.
Well, we expect him to beat his own seniors at the very least here in Singapore. And honestly, Matthias has bigger fish to fry. I genuinely believe Matthias has a good shot to win it all at the World Championships this year.
So we'll be taking a look at how he plays, perhaps maybe if he is able to even match up to the performance of a Master.
Yeah, since he is going to age up this year, so next year we're about to see Masters, and we've seen a lot of other players perform very well when they enter the Masters division in their first year. I think Yu Jie was the most notable example a few years ago.
Well, Yu Jie kind of has disappeared off the community as well.
Yeah, well, the Singapore education system does that to you. So Matthias, we have seen Matthias play on international streams, but actually never on a local stream. Since whenever we cast seniors matches, he's actually not been around, and yeah. So first time I actually seen Matthias on a Singapore stream, which is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, what kind of play style he has, as well as what kind of team he favors as well. Not sure about
Matthias plays actually a very standard build, I would say. I think his last few teams have kind of revolved around somewhat similar to what we saw from Amiru just now, which was the fake PG with Lele over the Tapu Fini slot. So a very similar core of Porygon, Gigalith, Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Katana. And yeah, and it takes a lot of execution and a lot of ability to play a team like that. Since you're not relying on overwhelming power or overwhelming bulk, you're relying on a mix of both. So you're going to need to know how to make your plays, how to make your switches. And Matthias has definitely shown that on the senior level. Let's see how he performs against one of our stronger Masters players, Benjamin, who has a very strong shot at day 2 in the Asia Pacific,
I believe has already secured his invite, and we do see their teams here. Matthias having the
one slot missing for both players, though we could see it from the team preview. Matthias' team is Tapu Koko, Nihiligo, Gyarados, Arcanine, Celesteela, and what looks like a Snorlax.
Yeah, and on Benjamin's side, it's the Arcanine, Garchomp, Gastrodon, Nihiligo, Braviary, and the Buzzwole.
Yeah, little has changed from what Benjamin brought to win the Singapore Open a few weeks ago, and Matthias has made some changes. We don't no longer see the Katana, or in fact, what was it? The Tapu Lele on his team. So he only relying on the Tapu Koko now. Though he might have a nasty surprise for Benjamin if he underestimates the Koko, since Matthias is actually a big fan of running choice specs on his Koko.
Yeah, I think Gastrodon will be actually quite useful here for Benjamin as well. Not really a lot of ways that Matthias can deal with it. As you mentioned, no longer having the Katana. So he's kind of limited to having only the Snorlax and the Celesteela to deal with it. And as well as Gyarados not able to freely fire off water attacks while Gastrodon is on the field.
Though you never know what Matthias has. If the Gyarados does come out as shiny, might yet pack a Supersonic Sky Strike, which could take out the Gastrodon.
Yeah, very bouncy Gyarados there. And well, yeah, Snorlax, if it's able to set out a Belly Drum, can just flatten the Gastrodon anyway.
Celesteela Snorlax hitting the field for Matthias. Matthias going all in with the bulk from turn 1. What does Benjamin have to counter it? It's going to be Braviary and the Garchomp.
Okay.
Well, Celesteela definitely enjoying this position.
Yeah, able to ignore those two and maybe set up the lead sheet if so desires.
Garchomp and Braviary. I believe Benjamin is actually a big fan of using Scarf Garchomp. Though in this case, Scarf not really going to benefit it much, since neither Celesteela nor Snorlax is typically faster than Garchomp.
If he's so inclined to stay with the Garchomp, the Rock Slide could perhaps get him a bit of luck with the flinches.
Yeah, but the thing here for Benjamin is that I don't think he really expected to see these leaves from Matthias. both of the Pokemon out right now, the Garchomp Scarf and the Braviary, which likes to tail in and then go for a Z Sky Strike, neither of these are really helpful in this current situation.
Yeah, against the Celesteela. So maybe a switch out the Garchomp, bring in the Arcanine.
You might have to switch out before the Snorlax starts to boost itself.
Hey,
but
it
no,
does
stay, and Rock Slide will avoid this, or Snorlax will avoid the Rock Slide. Does get a bit of chip on Celesteela, a good amount of chip actually.
Yeah.
And here we do Supersonic Sky Strike from the Braviary. Probably into the Snorlax as well. Shouldn't pick it off and should activate the Berry, in fact.
Yeah.
Unless this is Z-Tail in, which would be strange.
It does boost critical.
Now it is going to be Supersonic Sky Strike.
The question is whether how does Matthias respond with that? I mean, if he went for the Belly Drum, then that would be a bad position. Since
Would he really though? I don't think Sky Strike does that much. Other than I'm too used to seeing your Snorlax.
No.
Yeah, Belly Drum would be fine actually.
And lead sheet onto
Braviary? No, into the Garchomp.
Alright.
No, the Garchomp definitely incentivized to switch now.
Yeah, and Curse, alright, so not the Belly Drum.
So yeah, definitely a missed opportunity for Benjamin there. now that he knows that Matthias favors the Curse Snorlax. And Curse is just going to help Snorlax take hits from both the Garchomp and the Braviary.
And if you expect the Arcanine to come in as well, the defense boost is going to go a long way for the Snorlax. And Celesteela just showing off just how bulky and irritating it can be with that lead sheet and the leftovers, almost healing itself back to full. So the Rock Slide chip no longer relevant.
Yeah, Benjamin doesn't have the answer to the Celesteela or the Snorlax on the field right now. You have to imagine Arcanine wants to come in here, but Arcanine coming in to free damage is not going to be enjoyable.
And Snorlax, you have to assume is going to just recycle back that berry. And yeah, Arcanine coming in to reduce the attack back to neutral is good, but it can't take away that defense boost that Snorlax has, which could actually be quite devastating since Benjamin's Buzzwole might no longer be able to punch a hole into the Snorlax, especially since the Z move has already been burnt.
Yes, the Braviary having used the Z move for Benjamin's team, leaving Buzzwole only with the superpower, which is not going to be enough.
And
Arcanine does come in here to intimidate Snorlax back to the neutral.
Yes. You can maybe. Do you think the Rock Slide miss on the Snorlax would have mattered? It wouldn't still have been able to take it out, right?
Ultimately, it would still be a matter of whether he can get the flinch or not.
I see. And Braviary still staying in, going in for the Brave Bird into that +1 defense Snorlax. Ooh, it's no longer boosted by. Oh, still does a decent amount.
Yeah, Braviary with definitely an attack invested Braviary.
Okay,
there.
heavy slam onto the Braviary.
Good
Okay.
amount. Decent? Oh, after intimidate, yeah.
Intimidated and return as well. Okay, neutral. Close. Braviary should take it down with Brave Bird Recoil next turn, I believe.
Take itself down, yeah.
Yeah, Celesteela not really enjoying the situation. The Arcanine does threaten it quite badly with the Flare Blitz.
So he does have a potential Gyarados switch to come in. And Gyarados actually fares very well against Benjamin's entire team.
Yeah, and the Intimidate will go a long way to ensuring Snorlax stays on the field even longer. But no switches. Protect instead from the Celesteela. Snorlax still staying in. We do see the superpower from the Braviary.
Is it going to be enough?
Not with
barely
not
with the
enough.
defense. But does he double though? Flare Blitz from the Arcanine, where is it going into? Yeah, it's going into the Snorlax there, protecting the protect on Celesteela. So the booster Snorlax does go down. You have to imagine Matthias was trying for a last ditch recycle there.
Yeah, he should have recycled in the first place, I believe, instead of going for that damage onto the Braviary.
Yeah, it's strange that he prioritized taking down the Braviary, since you have to think the Braviary is kind of a non-factor with a booster Snorlax and a Celesteela.
Yeah, at that point he could just.
And you have a Coco at the back anyway.
Well then, at this point though, do you think the Coco is able to threaten out the Arcanine so that Celesteela?
Not unless he has a Z Crystal. Even with a Specs, I don't think he has enough power.
I see. So Celesteela still not sitting very comfortably here. Braviary is honestly a non-issue at that health with it's the attack being dropped. It's not an issue. It's just the Arcanine that Matthias has to focus on at the moment.
Braviary, yeah, with attack down, defense down, HP at rate, the Braviary can be safely ignored. Since Tailwind again doesn't really benefit Benjamin's team.
Yeah, Matthias
now it would with the Coco on the field.
Matthias also burned the Protect from Celesteela last turn, so he has to get rid of the Arcanine or switch out with the Celesteela.
I hope to survive a Flare Blitz.
Yeah, and
yeah, it does stay in this time. Thunderbolt into the Arcanine, boosted by the terrain and the choice Specs takes out the Arcanine in a single hit. That could be an offensive Arcanine on Benjamin's side.
And Tailwind on the side of Braviary, still hanging on with that sliver of health, and Nishi will pick it off this turn.
And well, this could get interesting because that was Benjamin's primary Celesteela check, and now it's gone.
Yeah. Well,
you have to imagine Buzzwole was at the back, but Buzzwole without a Z move, lowering his attack every single time he uses superpower, not the best position to be in against Celesteela.
And at this point, Garchomp with the Earthquake can't really touch the Celesteela. Has to lock itself into that Rock Slide and hope for some luck to pay out. And we do see, yep, it is the Buzzwole on the side of Benjamin.
I mean, if he wants to take a bit of a risk, he could try the Fire Fang. But then most Scarf Garchomps don't carry Fire Fang.
Actually, I think Celesteela should have gone for a Heavy Slam on the Braviary. It's a bit of wasted opportunity. Yeah.
Could miss. At least he could miss as well.
Yeah.
But I suppose he prioritized the healing. The little bit of healing he got from the Leech Seed there.
He was at full health.
Was he?
Yes, he was.
Perhaps.
And Gyarados does hit the field. Ooh, the internet is going to go a very long way.
But that's revealed that it is the shiny Gyarados. I didn't see the ball though. So
does that matter? Does that give indication?
Yeah, Cherish Ball would indicate that maybe it is the bounce Gyarados.
And Rock Slide, super effective on the Gyarados. Still not going to do a lot, especially with that Intimidate going on. Also goes for the Poison Jab
into the Coco slot. Yep. And that should be a free leaf seed for the Celesteela. Does he land it? Yeah, he does land it onto the Garchomp.
Well, at this point though, Matthias is looking to close out the game with Celesteela here.
Yeah, you have the. It's hard to see a way back, barring superpower crit maybe. Even then, I don't think it does enough. And Celestia's going to be healing every single turn, especially if he gets another seed onto the Buzzwole.
Yes.
With both of Benjamin's Pokemon unable to switch now.
And Gyarados should be switching out for the Coco, trying to maybe reset another Intimidate. Coco for the but Tailwind is still up on Benjamin's side, so maybe he wants to protect.
I wonder. Yeah, I suppose the Intimidate is valuable, but at the same time, getting Coco in for free damage is also pretty nice without having to risk it on a sacrifice.
And I believe Garchomp, I'm not sure if it's Scarf.
It is Scarf, definitely.
Well, locking inside of the Rock Slide is not going to be able to take out the Coco in a single hit. And yeah, I think.
I suppose he could be. I mean, at this point, he's only out maybe to flinch.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Sad
that didn't work out for Nelson, so.
And yep, here we go. It's going to be the Protect from Gyarados here.
Okay, so
we're going to see a double Protect just to stall out a ton of Leech Seed.
I think you.
Nah, he does go for Rock Slide onto the Celesteela. So we're going to land, so a chance to flinch the Celesteela at least. Who's going to eat a superpower as well? No,
Oh, Thunder Punch. Okay.
How much damage does that do in terrain?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Yeah, it does get the
Celesteela
flinch.
does get the flinch. Or does flinch rather. But with the leftovers and with the Leech Seed recovery, it's going to recover out of range of the Thunder Punch and Rock Slide follow-up. So, Thunder Punch on Buzzwole. So we have to think that's Assault Vest.
Likely, yes.
If he's found the space for Thunder Punch.
Yeah,
Matthias in a position where he might need to stall out his own electric terrain.
And well, switching in the Tapu Koko to ensure that electric terrain is not active on the field once it disappears as well.
Could be an option. Though again, if you can bring in Koko fresh under terrain, then you only really feel the Rock Slide flinch. That's stopping you from getting a Thunderbolt clean knockout.
Rock Slide once again does connect.
Gyarados will hang on, and Gyarados will move. Yes, no, slower than the Buzzwole. And Thunder Punch will pick off the Gyarados, but I think Matthias doesn't mind that one bit.
Yeah.
He just hopes to not get flinched this turn.
And Buzzwole neutral attack now. So
you see? Oh yeah, after the Intimidate and now the Beast Boost.
Oh,
but reduce the Flamethrower on Celesteela.
Okay.
If it's Assault Vest, that's not going to do much though.
Yeah, it's not going to do much. Does it get the burn though? It does. So
does get the burn there.
Oh, just when Benjamin has neutralized the attack drop, gets the burn which cuts it back in half.
Yeah, now that Matthias is pretty sure that that's Assault Vest, I think next time he's going to go for Leech Seed instead. From a much better play in terms of keeping his Celesteela alive and wearing down the Buzzwole, since Flamethrower is clearly not doing enough. That looks like just about a 3-hit KO with the Flamethrower.
The end, Coco will hit the field. I'm pretty sure Tailwind has disappeared.
Tailwind has ended, yes. And as long as Coco doesn't flinch, the Coco, it will be able to take out the Buzzwole.
Yeah,
with
and Coco should be able to survive the Poison Jab as well. So, and under the Electric Terrain Thunderbolt, even with the Assault Vest, Buzzwole should go down. And Rock Slide.
Yep, whether it's Rock Slide, there is a chance. Coco, will Coco get the move? Yes, Coco goes for Dazzling Gleam. Is that actually enough to pick off Buzzwole with the specs? Yeah,
yes,
it is. Actually, it is.
Let's pick up the Garchomp as well, which is severely chipped from all the Leech Seed damage from the previous turns. So Matthias, in spite of Buzzwole showing that Thunder Punch, which did more than... You have to remember that Buzzwole was intimidated at -1, and Thunder Punch under Electric Terrain did so much to more than expected to the Celesteela.
I'd say he did what you were expected to do, just that... But Matthias wasn't expecting that Thunder Punch would come out at all. So he probably thought his Celesteela was relatively safe, since the only thing a typical Buzzwole can hit it with is
Ice
the
Punch?
superpower, which reduces its own attack.
Yeah, or Ice Punch, which is not very not effective. It's just neutral, but also not boosted by the Celesteela.
If you're using Ice Punch at this point, you're probably fishing for a freeze.
Indeed.
Or of course, you could just be using your only attack that wouldn't drop your stats.
So going into game 2, so
it's just a matter of Benjamin preserving his Arcanine better, I'd say.
I would argue that Benjamin does have an out to the Celesteela as well, with the Buzzwole Thunder Punch being shown.
Just but Thunder Punch wasn't doing enough though.
Yeah, I was going to say that just that he has to make sure that it comes under situations where he's not intimidated. And
even then, Thunder Punch is not doing more than half to Celesteela. As long as Celesteela gets one Leech Seed onto the Buzzwole, I think Celesteela comes out on top.
Okay, so assuming that Arcanine is going to be very crucial to take any of Celesteela, will he lead with it though? Seeing as Matthias led with the Celesteela in the first
thing
turn.
is that Benjamin chose not to bring Gastrodon. But again, Matthias' Gyarados wasn't an offensive factor either. So, interesting decision for both players. I don't think Matthias has much of a reason to change. If anything, if he can get Snorlax set up more effectively this time, it could be a very different game.
Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity with the recycle here. Going to game 2 with 1 win for Matthias.
Yes, our senior great world's hope coming, taking game
Now,
1.
now, no pressure, no pressure.
A man can dream.
Ah.
If only. If
Yeah,
only.
and Bravery and Arcanine, so no Garchomp here. Benjamin decides to switch it up, bringing in that Intimidate on the first turn, where Celesteela and Snorlax hits the field here.
Yeah, this is not the ideal for Matthias at all. Walking both of his physical.
On the contrary, Celesteela, if you can switch out for a Gyarados, Intimidate would do wonders against Arcanine and Bravery. Although,
Bravery.
oh yeah,
You want to
right.
intimidate Bravery?
Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot. I forgot about the ability that Bravery had. Yeah, so
Hustle. No, that's a rufflet.
so difficult now then position for Matthias. Yeah, I forgot about Bravery's ability. Oh, silly me.
He could still curse. He's not really hindered from that.
Mm-hmm.
With better recycle berry management, he could still curse here.
Well, Arcanine, we've not really seen what sort of variant, although I do expect it to be a bulky variant. So, but if it's the offensive variant, then close combat could be a problem.
I don't think it's that bulky because we saw how much Thunderbolt did.
Was it in the rain though? That was in the rain.
But even with the rain, you don't expect Thunderbolt to typically KO.
Okay, and a
Arcanine.
tailwind here.
No protect coming out from either side. Flare Blitz,
Wild
Wild
charge.
Charge.
Okay,
Not gonna be. Ooh.
I think he's anticipating the Gyarados switch in.
I'm beginning to wonder if there's Life Orb or Choice Band. And the Tailwind not gonna help in this particular scenario.
And okay,
Ooh,
recycle.
goes for
I think he was
recycle.
expecting the attack
The
to
Z
go into
move,
the Snorlax.
definitely. He definitely predicted the Z move onto
A
Snorlax.
bit of wasted opportunity.
Yeah, the curse was there to have. Even if all it does is reset your attack back to neutral, the defense boost is very valuable.
Yes. And yeah, now that you mention it, could be the banded Arcanine. Since
If it is Bandit Arcanine, Celesteela is suddenly very safe.
why?
Because he can protect and get enough recovery to take another Wild Charge next turn.
Well then. Right then, what does Snorlax go for here? And Bravery has yet to use that Z move. So Snorlax.
Yeah, he took a bit of a risk by going for immediately for the recycle. You have to imagine curse, even if the attacks had gone into the Snorlax.
I'm not gonna fault Matthias for that play because I make that play too when I feel that my Snorlax is in danger. I
still
go for
feel
the
that,
recycle first.
but that's because you don't run a curse set though. With curse, you can probably afford to take another series of hits the next turn and recycle, thanks to the boost you get from the curse.
Yeah, especially since he's staring down two physical attackers here at this point.
Yeah, I believe it is banded based on that. He does switch it out, and Basel will come in.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Celesteela will protect here. Oh, Brave,
Ooh,
no
still
protect, Brave Bird.
Yeah, Matthias definitely calling Benjamin there, and telling him, I know you're banded. I don't have anything to fear.
Brave Bird into the Snorlax.
Ooh, not enough to activate the berry though.
Yeah, should be prime for the what's that? Supersonic Sky Strike the next turn. Yeah, leash it onto the Bravery here.
If he curses though, maybe not. Maybe not.
But the Buzzword is there, man. The Buzzword is there. So two things to threaten the
I think
Snorlax.
Matthias takes that. Because I think Benjamin is forced to double target into the Snorlax next turn to get a KO. And if he does that, that leaves Celesteela open to do whatever he wants. To seed the Buzzword again. In fact, I don't think Celesteela fears anything on the field. Thunder Punch and attack from Bravery don't take out Celesteela.
Buzzword is at neutral, although there is no electric terrain.
There is no electric terrain.
Yeah. But you have to wonder whether Supersonic Sky Strike at this range will KO the Snorlax though.
Even in that scenario, I think Benjamin is not that happy because I think he wants the Beast Boost.
Definitely to have better ease of taking out the Celesteela. Yeah. And I think Benjamin has to be a bit afraid of the Bravery going down because I think that's the only thing stopping Matthias from bringing in his own Arcanine to reduce the attacks. And it could be big because it just makes sure that Celesteela is more survivable against the likes of Buzzwole and Arcanine here.
Yeah, Celesteela doesn't mind sticking on the field right now, especially since the Bandit Arcanine has left the field, having locked itself into Wild Charge.
So another leash seed, I think, onto the Buzzwole. Not going to go for the Flamethrower unless he's feeling really lucky and wants that burn again.
Are we going to see Protect? Nope. Here's Supersonic Sky Strike. Is it going to be enough to take down the defense boosted Snorlax?
You have to think it is.
Based on the turn 1, the game 1 damage, I not so sure. Really not so sure. It didn't do 75% in game 1.
I have to hope it takes it down, otherwise Buzzwole is going to get a Beast Boost.
Well, we shall see.
Unless he can take on both Buzzwole and Snorlax at the same time. And
Snorlax will hang on with the
hangs
berry.
on, heals back, but Buzzwole will
Thunder Punch, leaving the Snorlax open once again.
Thunder Punch into the Snorlax. Okay.
Did he forget that the berry was still intact? I think he did.
Probably, yes. And do we see a recycle? We do see a recycle.
And now Snorlax might be out of range for the superpower.
Yeah, not only that, the Super Sonic Sky Strike already has been burnt, so damage output severely lacking now from Benjamin's side.
You have to imagine the priority is to double into the Snorlax because you just want to put Snorlax into range of superpower so you can pick up a Beast Boost. But all Beast Boost does in that situation is to negate the superpower attack drop.
You have to wonder though. I mean, if he hadn't gone for Thunder Punch, maybe a superpower would be enough to pick up the Snorlax at that
Yeah, but
range.
then I think that's the thing. I think Benjamin got greedy. He forgot about the berry and he didn't want to drop his attack and negate the Beast Boost. But unfortunately, I think he didn't realize the berry was still there.
Yeah, and I guess opens if if he neutralizes the Beast Boost, the defense drop might be crucial against the Celesteela, who we saw the heavy slam.
Heavy slam against Buzzwole, both are equally as heavy as each other. So heavy slam is probably hitting at like 40 base.
Okay, we do see a superpower from the Bavaria.
Yeah, we did see it in the previous game, but into the defense boosted Snorlax.
Able to take it relatively comfortably. Maybe another superpower. Oh, we do see a superpower. For not making the same mistake.
Into the Snorlax, that should pick it off this time. And will negate the attack drop thanks to the Beast Boost. But both of them will reduce their own defenses.
Yeah. Celesteela still sitting quite pretty. Yeah, at full health. Now still draining health from both Benjamin's Pokemon here. And nothing else to do. Lead Seed already burned. Really no fear of a damage. Goes for the Flamethrower on the Buzzwole. Maybe hoping for a burn. Does not quite get it. But damage is damage.
Yeah, and I think Tailwind's about to expire if it hasn't already. May already have expired. It's been a very slow last couple of turns.
Yeah. And I mean,
and Arcanine still not having the opportunity to come in. Yeah, here's Tailwind expiring.
But Matthias has lost Snorlax, but I think he's still relatively comfortable.
Yeah, Snorlax kind of did his job by drawing the targets.
Well, Tapu Koko says hello.
It's still interesting position.
Nah, Bravery having dropped his attack does not have the Beast Boost to neutralize his attack.
Yeah,
so
and at most, I think at most he only can use Return on the Koko. I'm not even sure he runs that. Since we've only seen Brave Bird and Tailwind so far.
Brave Bird, Tailwind, Superpower, Protect.
Yeah, that would.
And yeah, okay, we do see the Protect and Buzzwole, but Buzzwole should be going down this turn, unable to protect because of that Assault Vest.
Yes, and Dazzling Game will pick it off, thanks to the Specs boost.
So, well...
Again, slowly but surely. But now locking himself into Dazzling Game means Arcanine comes in for free.
Yeah, I think he should have gone maybe for Thunderbolt. That would have been better. As we saw, the Thunderbolt was able to pick up the KO on Arcanine in a single hit as well.
Yeah, he didn't want to predict the previous turn. I can understand the desire, but yeah, you kind of open yourself to the Arcanine now.
I feel it would be safer to ignore the Bravery's attack has been dropped, you know. And Arcanine does hit the field here.
No, you have to worry because the Bravery can still reset Tailwind. I think that's what he was afraid of. So he went to cover his options, but in the process he leaves himself open to the Arcanine. But he can still pick off the Bravery with Dazzling Gleam. Question now is, what do you do with Celesteela?
That actually isn't such a bad idea.
And now you just protect Celesteela.
Yeah, because if you pick off the KO on Bravery, then you are free to bring in your Gyarados since Bravery is no longer there to get the Defiant boost.
And no switches for Benjamin here, and Dazzling will pick off the Bravery with the Specs boost. Bravery not able to survive that, and doing a lot of damage to Arcanine as well.
So no Tailwind for the Bravery. So
yeah, it's definitely a choice band max speed Arcanine there.
And Flare Blitz.
Goes for the Flare Blitz. Defiant off the field. Arcanine locked itself into Flare Blitz this time.
Yeah, and unable to switch since Benjamin is down to his last two. Garchomp here. Okay.
Yep, Gyarados will enjoy itself.
Yes. And
Garchomp again unable to lock itself into Earthquake thanks to the fact that there's Arcanine next to it.
Tectonic? No. It's burned the Supersonic Sky Strike already. Oh, yeah. And yeah, Gyarados switching for the Celesteela
now
here.
Coco doesn't even need to switch out.
Exactly.
Coco will love firing off that Specs Dazzling Gleam into the Garchomp, who's forced to use Rock Slide or Poison Jab, neither of which will KO Coco.
And well,
Poison Jab will actually probably be a disaster, I think.
I guess Benjamin can make us a read here and go for Flare Blitz on the Coco instead.
Oh, but we'll switch out the Coco here.
Okay.
Oh, I think Matthias recognizes that Arcanine's gonna kill himself with Recoil anyway.
Okay. And Intimidate.
It's gonna be Gyarados. It's gonna soon be Garchomp against the world. Because Arcanine's health is slowly ticking down.
Rock Slide against the world. Oh, Poison Jab into the Gyarados.
Yeah, he chose to lock himself into Poison Jab.
Oh, Rock Slide would have done so much for him, but no, instead. Oh, goes for the Wild Charge, so it's actually not choice locked. Yeah.
But the recoil, that is the problem for the Arcanine right now.
And
that recoil.
And I think Gyarados, Matthias will take that. It's already done the job. Oh, what missed? Lead Seed missed, I think. Yeah.
Ooh, this game actually suddenly might get interesting.
Not really. Intimidate on Garchomp, Intimidate on Arcanine, and it's why I think Coco still wants to press Dazzling Gleam since that's the only way he can hit the Garchomp.
However, if Arcanine, since we know it's not banded after all, extreme speed into the Coco plus a poison jab.
Yeah, I guess. But Matthias.
Now that we know it's not banded, I really wonder why Benjamin sieged the Arcanine out previously.
Oh, does have Showdown protect as well. But what's he protecting from? The Earthquake? And yeah, poison jab should finish off the Coco.
Not after the intimidate. And Dazzling Gleam will finish off the
Gets the
Garchomp.
poison, a bit unnecessary I feel, and Dazzling into the Garchomp.
Will finish it off.
And Celestia has to land the lead seat for it to be in a more comfortable position here.
Oh, Garchomp will hang on here.
Close, close, and lead seat will what? Into the Arcanine. Okay.
Okay. No, Matthias might have blown it.
Not really though. At this point, he can just go for the heavy slam on Garchomp, get rid of the KO, and Arcanine should kill itself with recoil. At -1, I don't think Flare Blitz will be enough to take it out in one hit, and he does have a protect to recover back the health.
We shall see. Here's the poison jab, gonna pick off the Coco, since he cannot target into the Celestia.
Oh, he could, target down the Arcanine, because now that he's recognized that Garchomp is locked, the poison jab can't touch the Celesteela at all. So yeah.
Okay, he needs to survive this Flare Blitz.
Yeah,
he needs to survive this Flare Blitz.
Intimidated, I think it should. And
yep,
it'll kill itself with the recoil at this point. Oh, just barely hangs on and triggers the berry. Ooh.
All along it was Berry Arcanine.
Huh.
How did it go down to Thunderbolt in game 1?
And we do see the heavy slam into Garchomp. It has to be the guy. Okay, not gonna do a lot. Yeah.
So Celesteela is gonna curse his own bulk there. Unfortunately, Flare Blitz didn't do enough to kill itself with recoil.
You have to wonder though. The lead seat miss on the
Garchomp definitely mattered there. Since
Yes.
Garchomp would have gone down and Coco would have been able to stick around.
definitely. Perhaps a bit of a missed opportunity as well, since Celestia went for the lead seat on the Arcanine in previous turn. So we'll be going to a game 3
Yeah,
here.
he kind of picked his targets wrong towards the end of that game. Celestia needed to target the right mons.
And we did see the Tapu Koko as well, doing a lot of damage to the Arcanine. So, and now, well, we've wrongly identified that the Arcanine was choice banded. All along it wasn't.
Then I really wonder why he switched it out then. In a very strong position against the Celestia and the Snorlax. Wasn't intimidated. And the only thing that could hit the Celestia hard enough, really.
So I think game 2 came down to Matthias not being able to deal with the Arcanine in a timely fashion, letting his Celesteela go down. Yeah. Tapu Koko as well, locking himself into the Dazzling Gleam when a Thunderbolt would have been enough to pick up the KO on the Buzzwole.
I actually wonder whether non-intimidated Flare Blitz would have KO'd the Celesteela actually.
I think it will.
Based on the damage, it might have been a roll. And in that situation, then Arcanine would have gone down to recoil. And as long as Celesteela survives with 1 HP, Celesteela wins.
Yeah, because the Garchomp is not going to touch it anytime soon with that poison jab. So, bit of a...
Yeah, a strange turn of events. In fact, maybe the switch into the Gyarados was not the right idea. Since the poison jab plus the Arcanine attack. Though I suppose, yeah, if he had seeded the right target, then it would have been immaterial. For the matter, he had landed a lead seed.
Yeah. So there were 2 opportunities there for lead seed to have turned the game in favor of Matthias. But well, we're going on to game 3. I wonder whether Matthias will still want to stick with that game plan of that Celesteela. I mean, it did win in game 1, but
yeah, but a lead still seems very dangerous. When now that he knows Benjamin is prepared to lead with the Arcanine, and at the same time, Benjamin can lead Arcanine safely because Matthias' main check, which is Gyarados, cannot afford to lead into Bravery.
Yes, which is
might be time for Nihilego to come out, don't you think? Nihilego fares very well against Benjamin's team, I'd say.
I'm looking down the list, yes, except maybe the Garchomp, but Benjamin has been inclined to leave the Garchomp behind.
And it is scuffed. That's the thing. And Benjamin cannot safely afford his own team, barring the Bravery
yeah.
and maybe the Buzzwole.
Maybe he can save. Yeah, you're right.
You've yet to see Benjamin lock himself into the Earthquake so far.
No, it was either Rock Slide or the Poison Jab, yes.
So might be time to gamble on Nihilego, but again Matthias may be feeling that it worked. He just had to play his endgame a bit better. And now he actually might be able to think that his Celesteela might actually take a Flare Blitz without Intimidate, based on the roll in game 2.
I wouldn't really risk that, Based on that damage, if a burn had gone through, maybe it would have gone down.
Yep, here's the Nihilego coming out.
Ooh, and Coco, no Celesteela.
Are we going to see Bravery once again? Oh, it's going to be Buzzwole Arcanine.
Okay, so the Intimidate not going to be a factor here.
Not going to do anything.
So, well.
That's not my Tapu Koko.
Yeah, so Power Gem here, Thunderbolt here into the Buzzwole. Buzzwole is AV. Will he be able to take a Thunderbolt from Coco in this terrain though?
Probably. Probably.
And Poison Jab will KO back.
No, it won't. Not from Assault Vest.
So Matthias looks primed to take a very
He goes
favorable trade.
He goes Superpower into Nihilego, and depending on how Nihilego is trained, it could be a KO.
Neutral hit though, right?
Yeah, but Nihilego's defense is kind of atrocious. So it does have a decent HP stat, so maybe.
We don't know the item of Nihilego. Could be Sash.
Well, could be Sash, could be Life Orb. It's not Electricity. we know that for sure.
Arcanine retreats here. I think
Power,
preserving.
yeah,
Oh,
fearing
Gastrodon.
Fearing the Power Gem, but if he locks into Dazzling Units, could be immaterial. Oh, Nihilego faster than the Coco. It is Scarf Nihilego.
Oh, and Thunderbolt into Buzzword.
That's gonna be a KO.
Yes.
Yeah, not even Assault Vest is gonna take that.
I think it's a bit unfortunate, you know. If Coco had gone first and Nihilego gone second, that would be a beast boost right there.
Well, but he himself knows. I think the Nihilego is scuffed.
Yeah, ew, okay.
And locks himself into Power Gem.
So at this point...
But does he want to upgrade his own Gastrodon? I don't think so.
At this point, if you can take out a Coco and a Nihilego, I think you take it. And Gastrodon could have recovered to recover off the potential damage. Who knows?
That's still a bit of an investment though, to lock yourself into Earthquake.
I mean, at the very least, Coco is going to switch. Because Thunderbolt is not going to do
Nihilego is going to switch.
Coco is going to switch either.
It's going to be a double switch, since both of them are locked into unfavorable moves.
Alright,
Oh,
Celesteela.
you really want an Earthquake, huh?
And yeah. Coco
Gyarados? Ooh,
Gyarados.
He actually brought the Gyarados.
Okay, so do you want to do you Earthquake here, Benjamin? That was an Earthquake Prime, but if you did...
What a trap that was. The most...
Oh
Oh no, he went for the Earthquake.
That's Earthquake.
Oh, Matthias setting the most obvious of traps.
The bait of the century. Two
Absolutely.
Pokemon weak to ground. Switches out to 2 Pokemon immune to ground.
Absolutely baited. Yeah, he does have... he does have
stockpile.
stockpile.
Okay, it's not gonna matter much, you know. Leash Seed doesn't care about your defenses.
Not at all.
Yeah, and Garchomp is not gonna stay on the field, and Matthias can just easily read that waterfall into the slot. Do some
He cannot
decent
no, he can't waterfall.
Oh
He
yeah,
has
you're
to
right.
draw
You're
it.
right. You're right. Oh, what can he do then? Earthquake of his own, perhaps?
Dragon Dance. Now is the time to Dragon Dance if ever I saw one. Especially if you have Bounce in your arsenal.
Oh yeah, we forgot about... Oh, you didn't see what ball it was.
Oh, my bad. Arcanine will get the Intimidate on Gyarados though.
And Celesteela as well, reducing that heavy slam damage. Could be quite crucial since Gastrodon is so very light.
Leash Seed will come out. Oh, Leash Seed faster than Gyarados. What kind of Gyarados is this?
Bulky variant? Who knows? And Gastrodon, okay, goes for the Scout here into Celesteela.
Raw?
Hoping for a burn. Yeah, it does
Dragon
get it.
Tail?
Raw, okay. Interesting. Raws out the Gastrodon. Brings in the Garchomp. Okay. That's not what you really want though.
Oh, well, you got rid of the stockpile, I suppose. Yeah, but that wasn't really a priority.
Yeah, and he just gives a free switch to Benjamin at this point.
I have expected to see Dragon Tail there. Yeah, bulky Gyarados, so it's safe to assume there isn't any Dragon Dance.
Okay, between Nihilego...
Actually, no, we don't know for sure. He moved last because of the Raw.
Oh,
He
yeah,
could
that's
still
true.
be a regular Gyarados.
Hey, between Nihilego and Garchomp, who's faster?
Nihilego.
Alright then, so Garchomp does have to worry about Hidden Power Ice.
Oh, actually it depends, because either of them could run Jolly or Timid on their Scarf sets.
Based off the damage... can't really say, but...
And Nihilego actually needs models to 100 KO Garchomp with HP Ice actually.
Yeah, but based off the damage early on the Buzzwole, that didn't even do 50%, that was like a 40%, 35%.
But Buzzwole is Assault Vested though, and that was a neutral hit.
Alright then, well, enough speculation.
Because if it is Timid, then it actually has no chance of taking out the Garchomp with HP Ice.
I see. Not with perhaps some chip.
Yeah, but that has an interesting decision, because now Garchomp can lock itself into a fresh attack.
Yeah, Gyarados
Rock Slide.
is free
right?
to go for...
Oh, double switch.
Okay.
So Garchomp serving as a pivot here, back into the Gastrodon, hoping to catch a Waterfall.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's free, and Gyarados okay, goes for the Protect, should be a Flare Blitz into the Celesteela here. And it does. That's a lot of recoil damage, but Benjamin will be happy to take that KO on Celesteela, especially since he's unintimidated, survives with 1 HP, should go down to the
No, leftovers heals first.
Oh, okay, and Leech Seed. The
Leftovers heals first.
Okay, well then.
A mon with leftovers will never go down to burn, since burn and leftovers do the same amount of damage.
And he's just barely hanging on.
And Leech Seed heals as well.
Recovering from the Arcanine and the Gastrodon as well, the freshly planted Leech Seed here.
Yeah, Gastrodon's health slowly taking down, though. Have we seen leftovers on Gastrodon? We haven't, have we? Probably a berry?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe Rindo? Well, even then I don't think he can take Katana hits, so...
Could be a ground move as ground Z move.
Oh no, please no Z Fissure. We've had enough of that.
Z Mud Bomb. Gyarados though, a bit dangerous here, because Arcanine can just pick which one he wants to KO. Gyarados or Celesteela. Although at this point, it does have to be wary of its HP pool. Morning Sun would be so useful right now.
Oh, but we've seen all 4 attacks on Arcanine though.
Protect, Wall Charge, Flare Blitz. What's the last one?
Probably Extreme Speed, but we haven't seen
We
it.
haven't seen that. Could still be the
Tapu Koko coming in.
Morning Seed.
Ooh,
Okay.
risking a bit of damage.
Mm,
Especially since that's his main damage dealer on this team.
think he'll take it. Maybe the Flare Blitz into the Celesteela is quite obvious here. Yep, Flare Blitz into Celesteela. And
Another
Gastrodon
stockpile? Oh, gonna be the
recover. Okay. Yeah, I mean Gastrodon doesn't really need the leftovers, able to recover their health.
But then you...
That's just more HP for Celesteela to recover.
Yeah, he doesn't advance his field position. I'm not sure I agree with that play. Especially since Gastrodon can't redirect electric attacks.
Yeah, unlike Marowak.
Ooh, and this Lisi is not going to activate the berry either. This actually... No, but you wouldn't risk it, would you? This definitely might KO, but I don't think you want to take the risk.
You have to wonder whether a Garchomp switch in is coming though.
Yes.
Oh my god, Gastrodon's health is giving back so much to Celesteela.
Gastrodon does possess, I believe, 100 and something base HP.
Yeah, it's really fat in the HP department. So Coco, interesting.
Yeah, actually, I think
this
this definitely might be enough, but then you risk the not KOing and activating a berry, so do you take that risk to try and catch a Garchomp switch in?
I think you take it.
Yes, you take it. Does he get a KO though? Here comes Deadly Specs. Go on to the Arcanine. Arcanine will hang on and activate his berry.
Ooh.
And no Garchomp switch in for Benjamin.
Flare Blitz should kill the Celesteela.
Now will be the time to Z Fissure if you have it.
Alright then. He'll take that. And Gastrodon, Z move, perhaps. We did see the stockpile though, so
Z stockpile.
that fully recover. Oh, that could be a possibility. You fully recover your health as well.
But then you wouldn't run recover on the same set, I don't think.
Yeah, that is true. Well, Arcanine now. Arcanine previously was at -1, was it?
Is it?
No, it wasn't.
It's fresh.
Yeah, correct. And Nihilego comes in, threatening that.
Ooh, do you have Grass Knot, Matthias?
Although
now will be a because if you can Grass Knot the Gastrodon, then a single target Dazzling Gleam will pick off Arcanine.
Although he has to be worried about locking himself into Power
Or
Gem.
you could Power Gem the Arcanine and single target Dazzling Gleam into the Gastrodon. Either one would work.
Garchomp is still at the back though, so I guess he could reset Nihilego's attack.
Garchomp doesn't want to switch into Dazzling Gleam.
Oh, okay, we do see it is the extreme speed, breaks a potential sash, but I don't think that's the case. And Power Gem will pick up the KO on
Arcanine.
yeah.
Get a Beast Boost as well. But you have to imagine a ground attack is coming. Otherwise he wouldn't have gone for extreme speed on Nihilego.
And well, Gastrodon will be subject to a
Specs Dazzling Gleam single target.
yeah, but does have the stockpile to back it up, so I think should be able to survive.
Yep.
And yeah, we do see a Z ground jam. Normally.
It is this stockpile.
Woo! Okay, recovers the health fully.
I don't think Matthias cares about the Gastrodon at this point though.
Oh, Earthquake from Garchomp now. Very interesting.
Yeah, especially since Nihilego's locked itself into the
Power Gem.
Power Gem.
I don't know though. At this range, +1 is it a Power Gem? Is it able to get rid of Garchomp? No, right?
Needs a lot of chip for that.
Perhaps you have maybe gone for Dazzling Gleam and the Hidden Power Ice, but well.
Yeah, you have to imagine Matthias actually feared that this would happen. That's why he rolls it out and the start of the game.
Well,
Now
Celesteela.
Garchomp kind of free to lock itself into Earthquake.
Yay.
Though Gyarados will come in here. It has to come in here.
And Matthias losing the Celesteela just puts him against a timer against the Gastrodon. So brings in the Gyarados to intimidate the Garchomp,
Yeah,
hoping that
hoping
his
Coco
Coco
can
can
hang on.
survive. Although we did see Garchomp survive the Specs Dazzling Gleam earlier. Yep, not worried about earthquaking his own.
Oh, he
Gastrodon.
could yet crit himself though.
Unlikely. Coco just barely hangs on there. And Dazzling Gleam will do some chip damage. Does not pick up the hit on Garchomp. A bit unfortunate. And Gastrodon does recover.
Yeah, Gyarados yet to reveal its offensive attacks though.
Oh well, Lee Seed is still active. I've forgotten about that. Well,
No, I think Matthias would appreciate the recovery going on to the Coco instead.
yeah, Garchomp locking himself into Earthquake ensures that
Like Nihilego cannot come in.
yeah, and Gyarados will not be touched, able to fire off an attack into the Garchomp to pick it off before the Gastrodon can do anything.
But Coco will go down. Or
Yes.
Nihilego if he chooses to sack that instead. Actually, what do you stack?
You sack? I believe you sack the Coco.
Which does more damage to Gastrodon? That's the question. I mean, again, if you have Grass Knot, then that's an easy answer.
Yeah, chooses to sack the Coco. Gastrodon able to take the Earthquake from
Does-
his partner.
But does Gyarados have an attack to hit Garchomp at all?
Earthquake, I think, has to be. Or Bounce. Although Bounce is a 2-turn move. Oh, Toxic onto from Gastrodon here.
Yeah, we do see the end game for Benjamin. It is going to be Toxic Gastrodon paired with the stockpile.
What did... Oh, he used
You cannot
Raw.
use Raw on the last when there are only 2 mons left, Matthias.
He should have just gone for damage onto Garchomp. Although, well, Nihiligo does outspeed the Garchomp, so that's not really an issue.
Yeah, we don't know that for sure.
Scarf though, Scarf.
Both
Oh,
are
yeah,
Scarf, but it depends on which natures they are using.
I kind of feel that Nihiligo, based off the damage he's been doing, perhaps timid, so I think will come out ahead.
But what do you lock yourself into at this point?
Yeah. Power Gem is, I believe, not very effective on Gastrodon. Hidden Power Ice is good neutral, but
Less damage on Gastrodon than one of your...
yeah, Slash Bomb
stab
is not
moves.
very effective as well. So what do you go for? Grass Knot? Grass Knot, yeah, if you have Grass Knot. Or no, he chooses to lock himself into Hidden Power Ice here. Gets rid of the Garchomp, picks up a +1.
I think his Gyarados is actually helpless against the Gastrodon here.
That would be very unfortunate. And Gastrodon recovers.
He's going for Raw again. What's he doing? He can't Raw the Gastrodon.
That means, I think it's showing that he doesn't have a way to touch the Gastrodon at all. Or perhaps he has Earthquake but doesn't want to touch his Nihiligo.
Perhaps, since it doesn't really make any sense here to go for the Raw unless he really has no offensive attacks. So probably only the Waterfall is his only attack on the Gastrodon. Which means he's at the mercy of needing a Hidden Power Ice crit.
Yeah, I guess the thing he has going for him is the Leech Seed Recovery. Okay, not gonna do a lot of damage there. Yeah, Dragon Dance.
Yeah, revealing Dragon Dance as well. We've seen Waterfall, we've seen Protect, we've seen Dragon Dance, we've seen Raw. Definitely only carrying Waterfall is his only attack. Unfortunate, a time like this would be a good time to carry the bounce.
Okay, now what about Leech Seed mechanic? Once Gyarados goes down, will the Leech Seed go to Nihiligo?
No, he won't.
If it did, perhaps then he would have a chance, but nope. Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult game. And Gyarados doesn't want to go for the Waterfall to boost his water damage against the
definitely
Nihiligo.
Ooh, it's gonna be a forfeit for Matthias apparently. Not wanting to play this out.
You wonder what could have been though.
Yeah, definitely. You have to wonder because Matthias just didn't bring the answers to the Gastrodon in
The
this
bait
game.
was so good though. Oh my god. I mean, even though Matthias lost, but the bait was so good. The 2 ground wing into the 2 immune ground. He didn't really capitalize on it, I think, and Benjamin was able to slowly
He
adjust his position.
His Nihiligo never really picked the optimum move to lock himself into each game, or each turn rather. And again, yeah, you really wish he had Grass Knot in that game.
If he had preserved the Celesteela, then he would have a fighting chance against the Gastrodon, because
Unable to be toxic.
yes, stockpile doesn't really matter. You will be able to
Stall it out with Leech Seed.
yes. Unfortunately, and maybe perhaps if his Gyarados had bounce, you Dragon Dance up to +6, and at the last crucial moment you just Supersonic Sky Strike, get rid of the Gastrodon in one fell swoop.
Yeah, Matthias didn't go for a Z move in that game, but again, it's probably on the Gyarados, and well, you can't Hydro Vortex into a Gastrodon.
Well, really unfortunate there. But you kind of questioned the Raw onto I believe the Gastrodon as well when he was starting to stockpile up.
No, at that point he had no other options because he had no other
Oh
attack.
right, yeah. Now that you mention it,
We saw his full set. Didn't have any attack to hit the Gastrodon with.
well then,
Yeah, you have to wonder what could have been, especially in game 2 when Matthias looked like he was in such a good position. But by dropping game 2, he gave Benjamin a chance to reassess his options for game 3.
yeah, the -1 on the Gyarados. Maybe if the Celesteela had gone down and taken the Arcanine down with it.
Definitely.
But well, these things players in the moment they try to preserve their Pokemon and they maybe don't really think. And I guess maybe he was under the impression that because we had the impression that it was a choice band Arcanine. So well.
But that was dispelled in game 2 though.
Yeah, with the Protect and the Wild Charge into the Tapu Koko, we switched in to a Gyarados, able to take it out in a single hit. Yeah.
Yeah, again, small decisions either way. And again, it might come down to that one Leech Seed miss as well in game 2. Which would have sealed it up for Matthias, the 2-0 win.
Honestly though, a strong performance from Matthias, despite the losses, because that could have easily been wins.
I think he showed his hand a bit too early by revealing the Raw. He kind of showed Benjamin that that was his only out to Gastrodon, which was dangerous. Since you also kind of reveal your full Nihiligo moveset as well, but you tell him that you don't really have an option to hit.
Yeah, perhaps switch out the Gyarados into the Koko or the Nihiligo earlier. I understand why he doesn't want to switch out. You know, he's afraid of losing momentum and things like that. But if you can leverage him a better position, and he was, I believe, in ahead of Benjamin at that point because.
Yeah, because the Kashan was forced switch out at that point.
Yes. So, well, we should be moving on to the next round.
Yep. So it will be the final round of Swiss today, I believe. 6 rounds.
So stay tuned.